A topic I feel very passionate about is about getting paid. It's something I've really had to learn over the years as a freelancer, as a creative, as somebody who's worked in the entertainment industry, as somebody who has this sort of made up career of different facets. Basically, for a long time, I didn't have a role model, I didn't have an example to follow. So I made some pretty horrible mistakes along the way where I gave myself away. Well, not gave myself away, but I gave my work and my skills and my talents, my experience away for free for way too long. I would over deliver and undercharge. I would say things were okay when they really weren't, or I was the last person standing because I do have this let's get the job done type mentality, whereas some people were able to disengage and not get the job done and kind of leave things half finished. And the stock phrase here is just because a budget isn't mentioned doesn't mean that there is one. And I don't want to say that people don't want to pay you, or I don't want to badmouth any companies or exchanges or things like that. I would like to think most people have good intentions and they would honour people for their work through payment. However, there will be some people that will try and get away with it and get things from you without putting their hand in their pocket, because basically they don't want to share any of the pie with you. So please watch out for these things, and please always ask the question, what's your budget? How much are you paying? What is the deal here? Ask those questions and get used to asking them. Sometimes somebody who reaches out to you may not have the responsibility or the ability to be able to sign things off. So maybe in that first email, they're not offering a budget because they don't know what the budget might be. They might just be feeling around to see who is available. So at that point, please always go back. What's your budget? What are you expecting from this project? There will be some things along the way that you will do for free. You will happily do for free. I know myself that I ultimately want to set up a charity. Matt and I, my partner, we've often talked about, wouldn't it be cool to put somebody through drama school, for example, because it was a huge expense for us at the time. So there are things that I want to do and give back, but the fundamental piece of what I do, the working piece, it needs to be paid for. Money needs to be exchanged. And I recently had this with a big company that I went to, and they were sort of doing this blind, like, really? What? Oh, sorry, we've never really paid anybody before. That's usually just something that people do for experience. And in that moment, it was for me to really lead on that and say, I have lots of experience and this is what I charge. And I actually opened up the conversation and asked her to look around in a kind of friendly, kind way. Asked her to look around and say, I think everybody gets paid in this building, so it's really important to honour that in terms of your freelance work as well. And when I mentioned it in that way, she totally got it, but I did have to kind of spell it out also. So check in, brainstorm some different ways that you can ask about money. I know sometimes it can feel embarrassing or weird, or it's just not in your vernacular. Get used to it, please. Brainstorm, have a think about how you can do it. Ask me more questions down below. Let's open up a conversation about it. The more of us that talk about it in that way, the more it will become normal, the more that people will expect to actually make the payment. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, anything that's kind of resonated, or where you find yourself holding you back, or what steps you do take and how you want to change them. Thank you so much for watching. Please share and like and follow along, and join in the videos and the podcast, and I will see you soon. Bye.